In this video, we're gonna take a look at the HTML tables. We're gonna open the 04-tables.html and I'm gonna open this file. And you can see that we have something like this. We have the museums in London and their prices. And we have museum, price, the name of the museum, and the price on the right. So this is the HTML. That's something really big. We're gonna add a class called class table. So you only add this class table and now you can see how this is changing. So you have something like this and it looks really cool. Styling tables is one of the most complex things in CSS because we have a lot of elements. So for example, maybe you are asking, I can add a div, for example, and a row, and then a div, another div with a class called 8 maybe, to make this a little smaller. Well, you can create something like this, code the closing divs, and scroll to the bottom, and here on the closing table, add the closing divs. So save this and reload, and now you can see that the table is not taking the full space that it has before we applied this call 8. So yeah, you can control the width of the table using this or using the grid in Bootstrap. That's something really cool because you are reusing the same elements that you are learning from previous videos. So for example, there is another class that you want to apply. You can add table inverse right here and reload. Now you can see that we have a table with a black background. So that's something that can be handy in some projects. But for example, you can also add that, and it was table inverse here. For example, on the table head, you can add a class called table inverse. So save this and reload. And now you can see that only the title is taking this styling. So that's something really cool, I think. And remember that you can change the CSS to make them look like you want. So there are some other examples. So for example, you can change this to the head default, and that's another class that you can apply. And you can see that we have a background, well, a gray background. This is great for some projects. So let's say, for example, that we want to add some strip right here, some strip lines, maybe one gray, one white. You can add something here like a table strip. So save this and reload. Now you can see this is the output. And that's something really cool also. So keep in mind that you can add a class like this, and this will be the output. And there is another one called table border. So save this and reload. Now you can see that we have some borders right here. Let's remove this table strip so you can see better the output of this class. Now you can see we have something like this. So it will be helpful. And for example, I'm gonna remove this. You can see if I type table, I have hover also. So reload, and now you can see when I hover, the color changes for that row. So you can add multiple classes in your tables. Tables are still alive in web development. So for example, in this kind of projects where you have a table of prices, a table is something really easier. Well, it's easier to develop a pricing table. So that's something really cool. And finally, we're gonna check another class. It's going to be table SM. So save this and reload. And now you can see that the table is a little smaller. So you can make this smaller. But you can see that it doesn't have a lot of space between the rows. That will be something helpful also for some projects. So there are several classes that you can apply. I'm gonna leave this as table hover. I like this effect. So there are several classes that you can choose from and choose for your project to make them look like you need and you want. So in the next video, we're gonna start working with buttons in Bootstrap.